Hello everybody, welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Jeremy Crosby here, hope you're having a wonderful night. Hope you had a great day, great week. It was a warm week in Fitchburg. It's going to be really warm tomorrow, so please take extra time. Probably get all of your chores done tonight and tomorrow morning before it heats up. Noon to 7 tomorrow is when those heat indexes could jump into the upper 90s to even 100. So it is just going to be hot. So please take extra time if you're heading out for any activities this weekend. We've got some activities that we'll tell you about coming up, including the inclusive playground ribbon cutting happening this weekend. We'll get you the details on that. We're also going to take you out to a busy Thursday night. Last night, if you were out in Fitchburg, there was plenty of things to do all over the place. We're going to take you out with the Ride with Shine and Bike Fitchburg Community Bike Ride. We got some footage from that event, plus Kids Fest at the Fitchburg Farmers Market. Big turnout for that event. We'll take you out there as well on a busy Thursday night, as mentioned. Plus, we're going to talk inflation. Inflation hurting everybody, and we're going to talk with our friends from Better Business Bureau on how to keep the costs down during inflation. We will have some tips for you coming up in just a little bit of time. But first, let's get to the headlines, and a lot of new headlines coming in here on this Friday evening. We start with a community night out. I have a date for you for the Fitchburg Police Department. The City of Fitchburg Police Department has scheduled their community night out for Tuesday, August 9th, between 5 and 8 p.m. at McKee Farms Park. That's right. Come on out for a fun event to meet your police department. Bring out your friends, family, neighborhoods, and come out, meet the police department, meet the new community officers. You can meet our K-9 unit. We'll have displays from law enforcement and, of course, your chance to interact with the police department. While the community night out focuses on police department and community relations, it's also time for public safety partners, nonprofits, and community stakeholders to collaborate in maximizing the connections between these groups and the community. And we're hoping that all organizations will come out and just join in the fun of getting to know the police department and building those relationships. Sticking with the police department in news, a stolen vehicle arrest was made overnight. This is what we know. A 17-year-old from Madison was arrested in Fitchburg early this morning after he ran from a stolen car around 2:30 Thursday morning. A Fitchburg sergeant conducting surveillance at a business in the 6100 block of McKee Road spotted a stolen car pulled into a parking lot. As additional officers conveyed on the vehicle, the 17-year-old who exited the car, he ran from the officers. The 17-year-old, later identified as Antonio Coloni, I think it's Conley, let me say that right, eventually ran onto the off-ramp of U.S. Highway 18151, where officers were able to contain Conley and take him into custody. He was transported to Dane County Jail and booked on tentative charges of operating a motor vehicle without owner's consent and resisting obstructing an officer. The 17-year-old passenger was in the vehicle, was interviewed and released. Officers determined the vehicle had been reported stolen in the city of Madison. An investigation into Conley's connections to other recent stolen vehicles is ongoing. Additional charges are expected to be referred to the Dane County District Attorney's Office. We'll pass on any other information as it comes into our newsroom. Playground for All grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony is happening this Sunday. It'll be Sunday out at McKee Farms Park. All are invited to the Playground for All grand opening ribbon cutting ceremony on the 24th. Starts at 4 o'clock p.m. This program will include a short welcome, talks, ribbon cutting, and then cookies and lemonade to follow. If you can't make it out to the event at McKee Farms Park, don't worry. We'll be out there and covering it. We'll bring you some of that coverage back here on Monday for TF. Beware of wild parsnip. This story came right before I came on the air. I just got a note on this. This is interesting. So here's what it says. This plant may look harmless, but wild parsnip produces a sap that can cause chemical burns to the skin when exposed to sunlight. In some cases, the burns are like second-degree sunburns that can cause painful rashes and raised blisters. This can affect both humans and animals. Wild parsnip is often found on trail, grassy areas, parks, or on trails around stormwater drains or along rural roads. The city of Fitchburg works to keep this invasive plant under control with periodic mowing. But if you or your pet comes in contact with wild parsnip, wash thoroughly with soap and water as soon as possible. Avoid or cover exposed areas from sunlight for at least 48 hours. And if skin reaction occurs, may take up to 24 hours. You can call a medical provider for more information. So yeah, it looks really nice, but consequences of it, not so good. And as we have that high temperatures tomorrow, lots of sunshine, we want to make sure you stay safe. Turning our attention to the reevaluation open book and board of review. Dates are scheduled. The assessment roll for the year 2022 will be open during the weekday business hours starting on Wednesday, July 27th through Wednesday, August 10th from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Property owners who have questions regarding their assessments can make open book appointments with the assessor's office at City Hall by calling 608-270-4235. Board of Review for the City of Fitchburg, Dane County will meet on the 31st day of August 2022 at 9 a.m. Anyone wishing to file an objection must contact the City Clerk's Department to complete and submit their required objection form supplied by the city prior to appearing before the Board of Review. Objections will be scheduled to be heard by the board in the order in which they are received by the Clerk's Department. So if you got any questions, concerns, contact the assessing department. They'll help you through it. They'll even help you get prepared if you still want to take it to the Board of Review. They're here to help and answer your questions. So please bring that information forward and set up an appointment today with the assessing office. And any additional information you can find on our website, fitchburgwi.gov. All right, turning our attention to Dane County's COVID community levels has now reached a high level. This is following CDC guidance. Is recommended that masking up indoors is important, and you can check the CDC recommendations online. And it says here, while all masks and respirators provide some level of protection, proper fitting respirators like N95 or KN95s provide the highest level of protection. You can find free N95 masks near you by visiting Free Masks. That's Free Masks. NEAR, that's near me, and that will get you what you need for some free KN95 free masks available at the offices of Dane County Public Health as well during normal business hours. We'll share the link to the story so you can find the links to go and get your free mask. All right, to Aldo Leopold Park, a reimagined celebration happening next week. Just came across this. Healthy Kids Collaborative is 10 years old, and we want to celebrate with you. Join us at the Aldo Leopold Park for a reimagined celebration to celebrate the improvements that were inspired by the community. This event is free and intended for families with kids of all ages. Play games, win prizes, have cupcakes, and some more, and so much more. At 7 p.m., the family-friendly movie Luca will be shown. Love Luca, it's a good movie. Schedule of events: 3:45 short presentation and pump truck ribbon cutting. You've got the 3:30 to 7:30 at Madison Public Library and Bubbler Artists. 3:45 to 7, Dream Bus will be on hand. 4:30 to 7:30, MSCR Fit to Go will be there. Madison Reading Project will be there from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. And from 5 to 7 p.m., MSCR Girls Incorporated will be on hand, and then the movie starts at 7. Come on out. That movie, by the way, is rated PG, fun for the whole family, and yeah, park's right near us here on the City of Madison and City of Fitchburg border, so hope to see you out there for that fun event. Turning to another fun event, Agora Art Fair. That is sneaking up on us as we close out the month of July. Get this on your calendar, Saturday, August 20th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Agora. It's about the whole Agora block, I would say, of the 5500 East Sherrill Parkway. And it's a fun event. If you haven't been out there, you are missing it. It's one of 100 local artists Let me say that again. 100 local artists will showcase their talents, a variety of mediums, art pieces, prints, merchandise, and so much forward. Plus, they have food trucks, they have delicious drinks, they have great bands and entertainment, and of course, it's the beautiful Agora. I mean, that's got its own art built right into it. So come on down, get on that calendar, get it on your calendar, August 20th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up the digest. We're taking you out to Thursday night's events. That's what I'm calling it. A busy night in Thursday. We'll take you out to those events coming up next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. We're in the digest, and today we're talking about, well, Thursday night activities. It was a busy night in Fitchburg. And we're going to start with the Ride with Shine in Bike Fitchburg. This taking place last night at the Shine headquarters, located at 5115 Lacey Road. Group of you met out there last night for a community bike ride. This was in partnership with Shine and Bike Fitchburg, along with Bike the Berg for a community bike ride. There was a 13-mile option and a 6-mile option ride. We saw them as they took off for their ride, and it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. And the temperatures were kind of cooling down last night, so it was that perfect time to head out and have some fun. And Bike Fitchburg, a nonprofit in Fitchburg that helps with biking awareness and so much more, partnering up there with Shine. We're so happy to have them here in the city of Fitchburg, and glad they hosted a community bike ride. Another event happening yesterday was our Kids Fest at the Fitchburg Farmers Market. It happens each and every year. This year it had a special guest along with some fun other kids activities. Take a look.
Today we're at the Fitchburg Farmers Market and we have our annual Kids Fest, and we have a special event going on called I Spy with Shopko Optical and the Packers. So we have Jared Aberdeers here. He's signing autographs, taking photos. We have face painting, balloon animals, ice cream benefiting the Fitchburg Lions Club, and we have all of our amazing vendors, and the whole entire community is here today. So before the pandemic, we definitely had a lot of people coming to events, still making it to different functions going on in the community. But the pandemic really not only hit us, but a lot of the community. And I think since the pandemic is over, people are more excited to get on out there. You know, they still have their restrictions, but they still want to be involved in their community. And so I think by holding local events, just like at a small scale, it's really bringing the community back out there. You know, we have the farmers market every week. Other communities are doing different events too. So they're really trying to get people more involved and back to what they used to do before the pandemic. And so I think, especially for kids, they need to get back out there and do more fun things. And so by having these fun events, they're able to meet new people, do new experiences, and still be a normal kid in the times of a pandemic. So I think community is very important. Ever since I was younger, I've always grown with the fact that your community is everything. And I think by developing a strong community, especially after a pandemic, it's really good for not only the entire area, but just for yourself. And I feel like supported with my community, and I think everyone else is feeling more supported with the people around them based off of these fun events and just being out doing normal things. At the Fitchburg Farmers Market, we have something for everyone. We have bakery items, local produce, eggs, meat, just all those staples that you want in your home. And I think there's something for everyone here, even if it's a plant, we have fresh flowers. Anyone can find something here that they like. And kids love coming here because there's cookies and just fun baked goods and all that fun stuff. So there's something here for everyone. Not only does the Fitchburg Farmers Market benefit us, it benefits our neighbors. We have our amazing retailers that are at Agora that always come and help support us. They're very open to us doing fun things, even when we had to close the parking lot today. They're here to support us and we're there to support them. So it's benefiting everyone.
All right, there you have it. Thank you to all who came out to the farmers market. Remember that farmers market happens each and every Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. at the Agora Pavilion. We've got Summerfest, the next event coming up here in August, and we'll keep you up to date on the dates for that one. But glad you all came out, and it's nice to see Jared Aberderis hanging out there as well, former Packer and Badger legend here. And we just like him and liked him for the visit. All right, we'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we're talking about inflation. We'll show you how to and talk about how to keep the cost down during inflation. Right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today for the Better Business Bureau here in Southern Wisconsin, we have Tiffany Schultz, friend of the show, and so much more. Tiffany, thank you for joining me. How you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me today.
We are talking about inflation, and I promised you that I would be good and not tell you why I'm upset about my chips being more expensive. But we want to kind of explain what's kind of going on here, and BBB's got some tips with dealing with higher prices. So we've got the insights here to help you maybe save a few or just reconsider your everyday thinking as we go through this inflation. So set us up here. Inflation, it's on the rise. Why?
We've all seen inflation go up in the last year or so. Everything from gas prices to housing prices to feeling the sticker shock at the grocery store. And we have some tips on how you can look at what you're spending and maybe avoid some of this inflation that we're seeing in the amount that we're seeing. So, we probably won't be able to control 100% of it, but we can help you look at your budget and make some changes so that it's not hurting as much when you go to the grocery store or getting a tank of gas.
I think that's the thing is it comes at such a weird time because we're coming out of the COVID thing. Everything has been disrupted. Everything is all over the place, playing part of a role in all of this. But if you can change some of your habits and focus on some things on the positive side, you will get through this. Everybody will get through it. And I like some of these tips. First one is know what you're spending. This whether we were inflation or not, this has existed for many, many, many moons.
Technology makes this super easy too. All you have to do is compare your credit card statements and your bank statements to this time of last year. What are some things that maybe you're spending on that you didn't spend on last year? Or what's a little bit more? Are you stopping for coffee every day? Can you cut that back to maybe 3 days a week, 2 days a week? Treat yourself. Get coffee from home instead of buying it from your favorite coffee shop. So those are just some of the things that you can look at. Are you out shopping more, going to the big box and just kind of browsing? Maybe, look at what you did last year. Were you spending that much compared to 2020? Because 2020, we were still on lockdown. And if you lived without it in 2020, you might still be able to live without it today. So just look at that budget, look at your spending and see where you can cut.
Yeah, that's not easy by no means. And I am the first person that you would not want to ask to do that. I am not always good on that, but you're right. Use the tools that are out there and you will be shocked on how much you are spending. And then hopefully you can find some savings there. This one's, I call this a sticky area, and I like this one. Stick to your vehicle. It's hard because you hear about it. Well, I could sell my used vehicle for what I got it for a long time ago, but then you got a flip side. You can't really go and buy a more expensive vehicle and afford that. So your tips are good here on this one.
We've all heard what's happening in the auto industry. We've driven past dealerships and they have very minimal inventory on their lots. It's likely better right now to keep the vehicle that you have and pay for the repairs than trade it in and get a new one. Cars are selling for above asking price, above sticker price right now. So it might be better just to invest in the repair than to go ahead and buy a new one. Also, if you're in a lease, this is a really good tip. If you're into a lease, maybe 2 years ago, you signed the paperwork, it might be best to look at your paperwork and possibly buy that vehicle, because that sales price, what you can buy it for, is going to be in that contract that you have with the dealership. And that price will maybe 2020 prices, 2019 prices, not today's prices. So it might be in your best interest to go ahead and buy that lease out rather than trading it in for a new lease at the end of the lease. So really look carefully at your contract.
And I'd say be patient too. I would think with any of these things, buying a house, buying a car, whatever, be patient, because you're with the limited inventory. You can't probably walk out there like you used to and see something on the lot and be happy, and it's just not going to work that way necessarily. So good info there. Next one is getting smarter with the grocery shopping. This is a big one. This is where we've seen a lot of hits on different food items. What do you know on this front?
Meat and fish have gone up substantially at the grocery store. Even some of the other items that we're shopping for in the aisle. I talked with you, Jeremy, about chips. You have to look for shrinkflation. And that's happened with many products too, where the price is the same, but the size of the package has gone down. So look at that. We're seeing that in certain areas just to keep the price consistent, but you're getting less. Also, it's a good idea to use coupons, stock up when you see a sale, shop at big boxes versus your local grocery store. Everybody likes to support their local grocery store. You can still do that for some of your favorite items, but some of those pantry items, price shop and buy in bulk. Buy in bulk is always a good thing too, especially if you have a wholesale membership to like Costco. That's a really good way to save some money too.
Yeah, you definitely can do some smart shopping. I like to mix my shopping up with sale items at my local, and then pick up the pantries, like you said, hit the bigger, but price compare too. Definitely do your research. I love when you say that too on the show. Do your research. That's where it's at for sure. Take advantage of gas price savings. Another good one. How in the world can you take on gas price savings? Tell us.
Some of those grocery stores do have fuel perks. So shop at a store that offers you those fuel perks for every $100. Sometimes you get 10 cents off a gallon. It really adds up. There's also some super cool apps out there that you can download to your phone. First of all, do your research, make sure it is a legitimate app that compares to gas prices in the area. So if you're 10 to 15 cent difference in going one way or the other, it might be worth it to go to a different gas station instead of your favorite one.
Yeah, that's really important. We were talking about that too, but we'll save that one for another day. Next one, negotiate better prices. So you got contracts in your cable TV, your gym member, whatever you got, you can always ask. It's not a bad thing to ask about those contracts.
Absolutely. It doesn't hurt to call up the customer service number on your credit card or maybe your streaming service, magazine subscription, and ask if there's a lower price available. But the key is to be nice. Don't demand anything, because the nicer you are, the rep is going to help you a little bit better if you're kind to them and you ask them versus demand a discount.
Yeah, and I think this next one will be your kind of wrap up one, is enjoy what you already have. Boy, is that hard to think about some days during everything that's going on.
We are so involved in so many different things in our life, and money buys happiness, right? It doesn't always buy happiness though. Instead of taking that vacation, maybe do a staycation and enjoy the local things around your area, or instead of starting a new project, work on a project that you already have going. So a lot of things to enjoy the simple things in life. You can do an up north Wisconsin vacation and enjoy the lakes versus to go to the ocean and be gone a week. So lots of things that you can do around here and spend your money locally and save a few bucks.
Yeah, not a bad idea. All right, Tiffany, if people want to learn more on a good way, I mean, there's a little bit of everything in here. I think of every press release I've ever read is probably in here, a piece of it. So if people want to learn more about what we talked about today or other great information, where can they find that?
Head on over to bbb.org. You can click on our news tab and read about these budgeting tips and more.
All right, Tiffany, thank you so much for the help. I feel better about inflation now.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, maybe a little bit. Yeah, we appreciate Tiffany. We'll get her back here next month with some more great topics. And again, check out bbb.org for more information. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the night. Appreciate our help from Tiffany Schultz, Better Business Bureau, on inflation tips, keeping the costs down. We'll get that posted up here. All of that will get posted up to our social media, which you can find right here. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday.